Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I have an exciting video on how to manifest an apology. We're going to talk about everyone as you pushed out, and some details around manifesting an apology. Should you, shouldn't you, if you created it? Yeah, so we're going to dive into that. Just before we do dive into it, guys, Megan is having a sale on all her courses. She has one that I especially like, and how to be spoiled and pampered. Link is in the description below. She's having a sale on all of them. And a little update on her. She's doing great. She is walking again. So we're really excited about that and excited to see her back soon. So yeah, keep your eye out for that. We'll announce when she is back. So yeah, and guys, everyone loves a free course. I have a free course, how to identify your blocks to manifest anything fast. It's a great course. We're giving it away for free. The link is just in the description below, so definitely check it out. And I have a course, Create the Relationship You Love. It's a course to recreate absolutely anybody, not just a specific person, like a relationship. You can recreate your mom, your brother, your boss. Yeah, so you can just recreate any single one of them. So guys, let's just dive right into it. So how to manifest an apology. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to explain is about everyone as you pushed out. Okay, so everyone as you pushed out means that your thoughts are constantly transmitting out. You can never have thoughts transmit into you. That's not how it works. You're the only one in your quantum bubble, and you are creating your entire reality. You're responsible for all of it. Now, just because you're responsible for all of it, one of the things that I sort of fell into when I first started all of this was thinking, okay, well, if somebody did me wrong and I know I created it, then, it's sort of my fault. So why ask for an apology? Why want an apology? Because the thing is, right, is just because you are the creator of your entire reality, it doesn't mean that you have to take responsibility, be a doormat, and beat yourself up for everything. You are allowed to have and ask for an apology. So a personal example from my life is, if I create somebody in my reality to treat me badly, okay, because I've got a bad assumption about them, okay, and I want to turn it around, the first thing that I always do is I say, so-and-so is going to take responsibility for their behavior, and they're going to apologize, and they're going to change, and they're going to be this way, okay? So that's the magic right there, okay, is like, just because everyone is you pushed out in your reality, it doesn't mean that you're absolutely responsible for everything and anything. You're responsible for your thoughts. You're responsible for you. So you're responsible for your assumption or your opinion about the other person, right? I mean, we can create that, Jerry is mean to me, and then I can, intend he apologizes and he apologizes. But as long as I have the assumption that he's mean to me, he's always going to be mean to me. And then maybe always apologize to me because I've got the assumption that he does, right? So what I'm saying is not to take everything in your reality personally, right, that happens to you because you've created it. Just acknowledge that you've created it. So let's say, for instance, Jerry does something and it hurts my feelings and I'm not happy about it. Yes, I can pinpoint the thought I had when I created it. Oops, my bad. But then at that point, I would sit there and I wouldn't take it responsible and beat myself up over it. I still feel like I need an apology to feel better about it. And I also intend, and want him to take responsibility for his behavior, because just because I've created it doesn't mean that it's okay that I keep creating it over and over and over again. So like I said, my magic formula to get an apology is I say, okay, you know what? So-and-so did this. I intend for them to take responsibility for their behavior and to see that it's wrong, and for them to apologize, and for them to start treating me like this. Okay, that's a revision right in itself. Okay, so yeah, it's okay to ask for an apology, right? I mean, you created them to treat you that way to begin with, so why not create them to apologize to you if that's what you really need? Now, you don't have to manifest an apology. If you're like, sometimes like me, I create somebody to say or do something that I'm not really happy for, I don't always need an apology. I'm like, whatever, moving on, not a big deal. But sometimes it is a big deal to me. Sometimes I would like an apology. So then I intend that they will apologize, but again, that they take responsibility, right? So, you can't go and take it personally and be a doormat for it all, okay? Right? Especially if you want to change someone's behavior, right? You've got to hold them accountable in your mind, okay? And say, look, they're responsible for their actions. They know their actions were wrong. They're going to change them. And this is how they're going to act. But that also takes you changing your opinion of them. That's what you're responsible for. Okay. So yes, we do create absolutely everything in our reality because our thoughts are always jetting out there to everybody, right? But if you've accidentally put stuff out there that's coming back and hurting you, then sure, ask for an apology mentally, right? In your intentions, in your thoughts, right? And if that's what you need to feel better, then great. That's what you need to feel better. So, there is, and it also manifesting an apology isn't living in the end of rejection, right? If you manifest an apology with the formula I gave you, then you're actually living from the end. Because let's say me and Jerry have a fight, right? Well, and we're not talking. What's my end goal? My end goal is that, what we make up and he apologizes and we're friends again. So living from the end and all the sequence of events that have to get there, if you were to say, oh, you and Jerry weren't talking, what happened? And I would be like, oh my goodness, you know what? He totally apologized and he's changed his ways and now we're friends again. So all of those events were leading up to that end goal, living from that end of us being, friends again. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, whether you want to manifest an apology or not, the main thing is, right, is to, have the best assumptions of everybody. Nobody wants to treat you badly, right? They don't, why hold them in that light, right? Change your assumptions about the other person, what their thoughts are, how they act, how they treat you, change your thoughts about yourself. Like, what do you deserve? Do everyone treat you wonderfully or does everyone treat you bad? I would go with everybody treats me with respect. Everybody values me. Everybody loves me. Everybody thinks I'm absolutely amazing. Jerry thinks I'm the best thing in the world. He always apologizes and takes responsibility for anything he does that hurts my feelings, anything like that. Okay. So yeah, that's how everyone is you pushed out works, is don't just make it one-sided about you and you taking everything personally and being a doormat. It's two-sided. What's your assumptions of the other person, right? Like, they're still reflecting back all your thoughts, but they're still an entity in your reality. Okay. So at some point, even if you don't, manifest an apology, if someone does treat you badly, you should at very least, intend that they take responsibility for their behavior and that they change it. Right. So yeah, that's a big part of everyone as you pushed out, is intending what the other person is thinking as well. And that's really, really, really important because you're in control of what the other person is thinking. And I think way too much, like sometimes we fall into this, questioning, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? Well, I'll tell you what they're thinking. They're thinking what you think they're thinking because they're you pushed out. So you start creating what they're thinking about you and your situation with them. Okay, whether it be getting into a relationship or, going for a job or whatever it is. Okay, you start, creating what you think assuming what you think the other person's thinking. And then they will actually start thinking that, because remember, this is your universe. One thing I'm going to highly recommend to everybody here is take the time to write a list of little mini manifestations of everyone as you pushed out. Okay, so things like, a coworker's going to wear a red sweater, someone's going to buy me, a specialty coffee. So things that are like common, but not really common. They're uncommon enough that when they show up, you'll recognize them. Okay. And really start to see the power that you have over absolutely everything. It's so funny. I lose sometimes sight of that I'm this powerful creator and that everyone is me pushed out. And I'll be sitting on the couch watching TV and I'll think of something and all of a sudden Andrew would say it. And I'd be like, of course. Like, why am I ever worried about anything? There he is reflecting my thoughts back to me, right? So, find those moments, reflect on those moments, create those moments for yourself where you really see that everyone is you pushed out and your thoughts are reflecting back to you. You can even intend that I intend to see how everyone is me pushed out all the time. I intend to see evidence of it constantly. I intend to feel powerful, like I'm a powerful creator every single day, and that I do see that everyone is me pushed out, right? So really start to create those moments, because those are really powerful. And when you do feel like things are out of control in your reality, it's just a little matter of, no, everyone is me pushed out, and this is what's going to happen, and this is what's going to happen now. So one more time, I'll give you the formula to create an apology from anybody, is to say, what, so and so is going to take responsibility for their behavior, they're going to apologize for it, and this is how they're going to act instead. Okay. And, you may need to make that intention a few times when you're working, with someone in your reality that you've had the opposite story with, but, start there, and assume that they can change and assume that they want to apologize to you because it'll make them feel better. And again, you don't need to manifest an apology, but if you do, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I do it all the time. In fact, I once intended that Andrew apologizes to me all the time for no reason. And it was crazy. For days, he just kept saying, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "For what?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know. I'm probably going to do something." And I was like, oh my goodness, like it was constant. So, have fun with it, guys, definitely have fun with it. And remember that you're the powerful creator. And, do those little lists of mini manifestations to really prove that to yourself, because the only person that needs to believe in your power is you. And the only person that needs to believe that you're powerful, feel powerful, is you. You're the only one that you need to convince in your reality that you have this under control. Anyways, guys, I believe in each and every one of you guys, and I intend all the best for all you guys. So thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.